Hi everyone, and good afternoon to you. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here, coming to you live on ANF Plus, that is Atlanta News First Plus. We are streaming across several different platforms right now. We do have some breaking news at the same time, though. It is an ongoing story, something we've all been dealing with for the past few days, and that is the extreme cold. The first impact was the risk to travel, the uncomfortability, and the dangerous wind chills, and now we are starting to see some of those lag effects of the cold, and that is going to be the freezing, the bursting of pipes, and all of the issues that come with that. So we do have an update, not just in the city of Atlanta, not just our mountain towns where temperatures remain below freezing, but we're talking widespread reports of bursting pipes. I know I live in Midtown Atlanta, and at least one, but probably several units had burst pipes last night. Those are triggering alarms within buildings. We're seeing that across Midtown, downtown, Buckhead, and in Atlanta, a lot of our mid-rises and our high-rises. When you have these pipes bursting, they trigger automatic alarms, which is then tying up resources with Atlanta Fire Rescue, any of our suburban fire departments, really any municipality emergency service across North Georgia, probably at least getting a few calls here as we deal with bursting pipes, triggering alarms, leading to higher than normal water pressure in some cases. So definitely a day where, yes, we're finally above freezing. That's good news, but also a day in which we start to, as we come out of this cold wave, see an increasing number of burst pipes, which is causing a variety of issues across North Georgia. So again, thank you for tuning in. If you're just now watching, I am Atlanta News First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here. We are talking about the forecast. I'll have a bit of an update for you, finally above freezing, but also more so the rapidly increasing number of burst pipes and all of the issues that come with that. Just wanted to come to you live across all of our streaming platforms, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, First Alert Weather app, and of course in the Atlanta News First News app. And the latest push alert we just sent, we'll read it to you here. That's it on my phone. If you have the Atlanta News First app, you probably got this notification 1 minute ago. Officials say Carroll County Water Authority is experiencing a major water demand due to extremely cold temperatures. So not the best news. You want to keep that demand low so they can regulate it and don't have to institute any other changes or regulations. You know, there's only so much demand that any particular water system can take. So we're going to go ahead and we'll talk about the forecast a little bit. We'll update you on the pipes, some of the latest we have coming in. And this is kind of a rapidly evolving and developing situation where we are continuously getting more and more reports of frozen burst pipes, even in the city of Atlanta, even across municipal buildings downtown. So 36 in Atlanta, that was your forecast high temperature for today, and considering it's 345, we're pretty much right on the nose with that. 37 in Locust Grove, above freezing in Carrollton, Carroll County, probably why we are seeing an increasing number of burst pipes there. Not that they weren't already burst, but they're more noticeable, of course, when those burst pipes are shooting out water versus the water within those burst pipes being frozen. Your water pressure gets lower, but you may not be aware that your pipes are indeed broken. Above freezing in Athens, 36, 35 in Covington, 31 in Canton. Blairsville is at 31, 35 in Rome, 34 Gainesville, even Hall County. For Scythe County, some of the colder spots above freezing, barely, but you are. Blairsville still below freezing. Canton, Cherokee County still below freezing. Some of our higher elevation communities, Ellijay, Ivy Log, Clayton up in Rabun County, Clay County, North Carolina, our higher elevation communities still at the freezing mark or just below. And this is about as warm as it gets today, and then temperatures will be back below freezing, which presents another problem. With all these pipes bursting, especially the outdoor pipes, sprinkler systems, pool equipment, any outdoor exposed pipes with water bursting and then temperatures dropping well below freezing tonight, upper teens, 20s once again, that water that is spraying out will, of course, turn to ice, and it'll be a bit of a mess tomorrow morning, the morning after Christmas in some spots. So let's go ahead and get to the latest news. We're going to take you on to Twitter. Again, this is the full report from Carroll County, the full statement issued by the Carroll County Water Authority. You see that right now. Bitterly cold temperatures lead to extraordinarily high water demand. The Carroll County Water Authority is experiencing extremely high water demands due to the bitterly cold temperatures. CCWA is producing water at its full capacity, as well as purchasing from a neighbor water utility as it attempts to meet the record-setting peak demand that was as of this afternoon. A number of surrounding water providers are facing similar situations. CCWA asks its customers to conserve water as much as possible during this time and proactively check for water leaks within their homes and their buildings. So what appears to be happening, and we're going to get official confirmation on this, but what appears to be happening is these pipes are bursting. They're shooting out water, which is then leading to higher than normal demand because all those pipes bursting at once. You know, this isn't just a small amount of water per burst pipe. This is a lot at any one place. Then you multiply that over and over and over again, and we're talking about some record-setting demand. At this time, the largest water demand contributors are from running faucets as a freeze prevention tactic and leaks due to frozen homeowner pipes. Of course, dripping a faucet is fine under normal circumstances, but if everyone's doing it at the same time, and I know you needed that to help prevent bursting pipes, also you combine that with the bursting of pipes, and that is contributing to the demand. And CCWA reminds homeowners that run faucets to prevent freezing to only have a faucet dripping, again a small drip, not flowing with a steady stream or ribbon of water. So small amounts just to keep that water moving, even albeit slowly, is better than nothing. Also, faucet dripping should not be required while water is being used nearby in the house. So you don't need to keep every faucet dripping. You don't need to use a heavy amount of water to take a shower necessarily and drip your faucets. Just to keep the water moving in general is good enough. CCWA recommends that homeowners know where cutoff valves are on their private plumbing system if those pipes do break. This is especially important for customers with frozen water pipes. Frozen pipes will most likely be broken or leaking when thawing occurs. These breaks or leaks can lead to property damage and higher water bills. CCWA recommends that homeowners in these situations proactively isolate the frozen pipes where possible or be prepared to close the nearest cutoff valve as soon as the problem is realized. Lastly, CCWA recommends that homeowners check outbuildings for possible water leaks, as leaks in these locations often can go unrecognized for a considerable time. That does include pool equipment outside, though you probably noticed if your pool wasn't running properly, but even more so sprinkler systems. Any outdoor piping, the PVC, maybe not the most reinforced, it tends to break fairly easily in extreme cold where, you know, ice, it expands and a pipe can only hold so much before cracking and breaking and fracturing. So again, a lot going on there. Carroll County appears to be the most impacted at this time. They have sent out this release, but they are noting in their release that neighboring municipalities and water authorities, watershed districts are experiencing similar issues. And that's because, again, temperatures are warming up. I know that's good news, but at the end of the day, with temperatures warming up, the thawing begins, and actually the risk of burst pipes increases. We have some comments on Facebook. Merry Christmas to you, Alberto. Patricia, no snowmen out there. Faye, Merry Christmas to you. Lori Thorpe, we have been without water because of burst pipes since yesterday. Lori, again, so sorry to hear that. Lori Thorpe on Facebook, Atlanta News First. One commenter saying their pipes burst yesterday and they have been without water since. Not the way that anyone wants to spend their Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, whether you celebrate or not. It's never nice to have broken pipes and burst water, and you know, that causes bigger issues, water damage. And then between Christmas and New Year's, you're dealing with insurance agents, potentially thousands of dollars worth of damage. And let's not forget, you don't have any water on one of the most crucial days and times of year to have that water. Also, we're streaming live Atlanta News First Plus on YouTube. Sherry is saying, giving the cold emojis. Yeah, it's still cold, a little warmer than it was yesterday, far warmer than it was on Christmas Eve and you know, the 23rd, but still cold. And now that temperatures are just above freezing, thawing is starting to occur, and we are seeing more and more issues with broken pipes. So we can bring you to some of the latest reports. Again, this is live on the AtlantaNewsFirst.com homepage. Holiday freeze prompts burst water pipe calls across metro Atlanta. This image actually from yesterday when one of the burst pipes erupted more steadily on Ponce de Leon Avenue. Crews in metro Atlanta area are continuing to work to fix broken water pipes as the holiday freeze continues. In Roswell, fire department saying they are overwhelmed with burst water pipe calls. That was as of earlier today, adding that they have received near 100 calls in the past day alone in that one municipality alone. In Johns Creek, water was shut off Christmas morning in the area of Haynesbridge Road between Haynesbrook Lane and Alvin Road due to a large water main break. Although crews were able to resolve the issue and restore water, roads are expected to remain closed until Tuesday, December 27th. That is a big connection route. That particular road, Haynesbridge Road between Haynesbrook Lane and Alvin Road. If you live in Johns Creek, you're familiar with that area. That is certainly a disruption. On Christmas Eve, officials responded to that area of Ponce de Leon Avenue Northeast and Kennesaw Avenue Northeast after receiving reports of water shooting up in the air. Emergency responders managed to locate the leak and make repairs quickly. So at least that is one resolved. And of course, a lot of ice. This is also going to be on Ponce, across from Ponce City Market. A lot of ice where pipes burst. They led to flowing water, and then you have temperatures in the single digits and teens. That is an ice machine. This was as of yesterday evening, probably, though today, you know, there's some melting maybe, but it's going to refreeze again tonight. So something to be aware of. Douglas County officials have advised motorists to avoid the intersection of Highway 5 and Douglas Boulevard. That's in Douglasville proper due to bursting or busted water pipes in a nearby office building, causing that intersection to flood. And here's the most important line. As the temperature begins to rise, there's a possibility for the problem to get even worse. And we're seeing that possibility become a reality across Metro Atlanta and North Georgia. Many reports of broken pipes coming in. Let's check in again on that Facebook feed. Lori Thorpe dealing with broken pipes and no water since yesterday. Also monitoring on YouTube, Sherry, giving the cold weather emojis. It is very, very cold. And again, here's a live look at temperatures right now, warming above freezing, which is good, but it also leads to an increasing number of burst pipes. And in reality, we're going to be dealing with this issue for the next several days. Good news, though, there is a bit of a thaw on the way. Let's take you to the hour-by-hour forecast. It's still going to be freezing tonight. Here we are, low to mid-30s. Blairsville flirting with that freezing mark. Most of us, though, above it briefly. Here we are, 6 p.m. We're all back below the freezing mark, and by 6 p.m., some already back in the upper 20s. Here we are by 11 o'clock tonight, the late news on Atlanta News First. Dalton already back in the teens, Blairsville in the teens, low to mid-20s, Metro Atlanta, Athens, Covington, Griffin, LaGrange, and Weedawee. That's Randolph County in Alabama. And temperatures, 4 a.m. Monday morning, 5 a.m. Monday morning, teens and lower 20s. Now a bit of a change of pace tomorrow. Again, we begin the day well below freezing, so more burst pipes a possibility. And if your pipes have burst and the water leaking goes unnoticed, you're going to wake up to some ice in the morning. But more clouds around tomorrow, so that's certainly a change from the past few days. Can't rule out some flurries, especially Rome, Dalton, Blairsville, Clayton. A few flurries, a few sprinkles, couple sleet pellets a possibility. Again, mainly north of Atlanta. Doesn't look like it's going to be a big road hassle or anything like that, but could be some light snow up in North Georgia tomorrow, mainly north of Metro Atlanta, but it's still going to be a cold day. High temperatures struggling to get to 40. Lots of clouds, sprinkles, a few sleet pellets, and a few snow flurries possible. Greatest chance, Rome, Dalton, Canton, Blairsville, Gainesville, Clayton, mountains of eastern Tennessee, Clay County, Atlanta News First viewing area of western North Carolina, and up in far north Georgia. Doesn't really get into the metro on this particular forecast model, but I wouldn't be surprised if Monday afternoon and evening we had a few sleet pellets, few flurries, few sprinkles. No real accumulation here nonetheless. Holiday freeze, the end of it is capped off with this slight chance of some flurries, sleet pellets, few very cold liquid rain sprinkles. My Melanin on YouTube is saying that thankfully their pipe issue was an easy fix. This tells the story, though, on the easy end of things. Took about 7 hours and 3 trips to Lowe's, but it all worked out. Very happy to hear that. Again, we're live streaming many platforms right now. Atlanta News First Plus on YouTube. Also, Atlanta News First Plus, that stream going out on Facebook. The accounts to follow, Atlanta News First on YouTube and Atlanta News First on Facebook. And I'm very happy that yours was an easy fix, but that's still, you know, a huge hassle. We're talking 7 hours on Christmas Eve if it occurred yesterday, and 3 trips to Lowe's, though that could have been a today problem, and I think we're going to see more of this. Outside, plenty of sunshine. That's good news, right? Temperatures above freezing, Metro Atlanta for the first time since early Friday morning, December 23rd, so roughly 50 to 60 hours, many areas below freezing. So a lot going on here. It's very cold. And as temperatures begin to warm, we are experiencing more and more burst pipe calls. And in fact, we're hearing reports of municipalities, their actual city buildings, are dealing with burst pipes. You may have gotten the push alert on the Atlanta News First app as well this morning. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, one of their terminals, dealing with burst pipes, water shooting through the ceiling onto the floor, closed that specific gate You know, it's just one gate, one or two gates max, but nonetheless, it was a disruption for people at that gate, and it certainly was not a way that people that are already, you know, workers, employees at the airport, already an extremely busy time of year. You factor in issues like that, it certainly doesn't make it any easier. So again, we're watching what appears to be a pretty common problem developing across North Georgia, and that is the fact that milder temperatures, though still very cold, causing an increasing number of burst pipes across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, something we'll be watching over the next several days, next couple of days. First, it's the burst pipes, and then it is trying to get the insurance folks out, trying to make sure that that pipe is properly fixed, trying to make sure that your home does not flood. Any day, that is a mess and that is terrible, but especially around the holiday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after, when so many are celebrating with friends, family, they need their homes in working order, and now is the worst possible time for this to occur. But it's something that we expected to be an issue, and it certainly is becoming one. Again, more and more reports and calls on burst pipes across North Georgia, including much of Metro Atlanta, even into the city of Atlanta, seeing many reports of this occurring. Michael Baxter, good afternoon, good evening to you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Karen Trapp asking where they live. Karen, we're actually seeing this issue all over North Georgia, even into Fulton County, even Carroll County. I'm sure many counties, even down to Troop Hurt County, south of us. You know, temperatures have been below freezing even down there for many, many hours, and certainly that is enough to burst pipes across portions of North Georgia, Metro Atlanta, even the south side. We've had reports of burst pipes. You know, I used to work in Savannah, down in the coastal part of Georgia. They were extremely cold, and you know, we live in the south, especially coastal south. When you get south of I-20, homes less and less likely to have the building code to support, you know, long duration cold like this. So we've had reports of burst pipes down there, Florida Panhandle, Macon, Warner Robins, those spots down in Columbus, but especially North Georgia, Metro Atlanta, high population homes that, you know, even with newly built homes that are well insulated, temperatures have been unusually cold, so this is a risk that you face, and we're seeing that risk and that possibility become more of an actuality and a reality, bursting pipes across Metro Atlanta and North Georgia. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Again, the entire Atlanta News First team, we're going to keep you updated. Hopefully no more substantial issues through the evening and into tomorrow as we continue this gradual warm up. To summarize the forecast, very cold again tonight, teens, 20s, another hard freeze, so more burst pipes a possibility. And as we see a more substantial warm up going into early next week, I think these burst pipes are going to become more and more of a regular occurrence. A lot of leaking pipes across North Georgia, bursting pipes across the city of Atlanta. Tomorrow, more clouds, a cold day, but above freezing. Sprinkles, a few sleet pellets, a few snow flurries, a possibility as we get into tomorrow. Full forecast coming up in the First Alert weather app, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, and we'll bring it to you on the late news tonight at 11. Again, we'll leave you with a cold but sunny look across Metro Atlanta. That's a live look at Midtown, looking back towards the cab. Stay safe, stay warm, have a wonderful rest of your Christmas. Check the pipes, outdoor especially. Those can go unnoticed, the pool equipment, the sprinkler systems, and be aware of burst pipes in your home. If your pipes do burst, of course, this goes without saying. You will probably do this immediately. Know where the water shutoff is closest to that segment of pipe, or just shut off water to the entire home. You will save yourself thousands of dollars potentially, and also help reduce the load on our water systems. Have yourself a safe and hopefully a warm Christmas day. We'll bring you live information coming up a little bit later this evening across live streaming platforms and tonight on Atlanta News First at 11.